What was the biggest life lesson that you've had that has changed how you show up in a relationship with a woman?
I've learned that it is not my job to keep a woman. It is my job to make a woman want to be kept. I've learned that all I can do is influence through my behaviors. I can't force you to pick me. I can't get down on my knees and beg to the Lord and pray, and that's not how love is going to stay together. Love is going to stay together by me buying you them flowers and reminding you that I thought about you right now. Love stays together when I call you and I'm impressed by your beauty. I just can't help but say it, and I say it. Love is not holding back to any regard. So for me, I had to learn I don't have the strength to keep somebody, but I do have the strength to show up.
Welcome back to Dear Tisia. Hey y'all, hey. We have a couple of subscription reminders. Follow Dear Tisia on Apple and Spotify. So follow Dear Tisia on Apple and Spotify and leave a 5-star review. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Not one, not two, but 5-star review. Subscribe to the Relationship Restored page and also Dear Tisia on the YouTube channel. We also want to get to 10K subscribers by October. It's already October. Let's pick this up, okay? Stop playing with me. I think today I may get y'all, today with who we got here and everything, I feel like it may pick up a little bit. Our guest, this is not a peanut gallery today, okay? This is a real guest, our first guest. And why this is special to me is because we both from Chicago, born and bred, okay? So we letting the men into our world, y'all. It's not so many men I let come up in here. So this is well respected. And he's my Chicago brethren, okay? So this is very, very good. We have Demetri Wiley. Hold on, I just want to get this off my chest. Hold on, let me get this off my chest. Mr. Loverboy Dmitri is here with us. Y'all know him from The Voice, okay? Y'all don't even have to look. You don't even got to look with your eyes. And once you hear that voice, you already know. And this is probably my first time feeling like y'all not here for me. I already know how y'all here. I don't really know how I feel about that, but I know why y'all here. Y'all here for Dmitri, and that's okay. I can concede to that. So Dmitri and I met on tonight's conversation. We are on every tour show together this fall tour. So if you see me, you see him. You see him. You see me. You see. Okay, so y'all gonna see both of us on the tour for tonight's conversation. You want to give a little intro, Dmitri? Tell the girls about yourself.
It's a pleasure to be here. Again, my name is Demetri Wiley. Some people call me the lover boy. I speak about love a little bit, but I'm honored to be here with this incredible lady here. I am a fan of the pod. I'm a fan of everything going on, and I'm just blessed to be in this seat. Come see us out on tour. You see how you see me, like she said. And, let's have a great conversation.
And Dmitri came straight off a flight.
Straight here. Straight
Y'all,
here.
ladies, send my check in the mail. Don't say I never done nothing for you, okay? Straight off a flight, all right? I had to get them in here. Send my check in the mail. Okay, so I know y'all want to know a little bit more about Dmitri, so I definitely got I feel like deep questions because I've gotten to know a lot about Dmitri just by number one, watching his page, watching his podcast, but also being on tour with Dmitri, I've gotten to know a lot about him. Or just, I would say like kind of from afar, I've gotten to pick up my own observations about what fills his cup. And I know for a fact that family is a big one. Family is a big one for him. And so you've talked about your parents having a big impact on how you love. What did you learn from your parents that you want to carry forward, and what would you do away with? So like watching your parents being so side note, Dimitri's parents are still married.
Absolutely.
Yes, they're still married. So he grew up in a 2-parent household, okay, with his parents still married. What would you say from the marriage that you want to keep, and what would you say that you would want to either do away with or transform or kind of make your own?
Shoot, man. I think my favorite part about my parents is they are like literally Martin and Gina. Like when they have fun, they have fun. They do it together. They're loud. They the ones dancing in the middle of the function at the they juking on each other. That's my parents. They are
Juking is a
truly.
Chicago thing,
Hey, yeah,
FYI.
yeah. My bad, my bad.
Juking is a Chicago
Yeah,
thing.
they are truly like best friends, and I
Uh-huh.
think I've always admired the fact that beyond everything else, you see your friend first. And I have to have that in my marriage. It has to be something that remains because, like people say all the time, you get comfortable after being married so long.
Mhm.
But if you look over and you see not just who you fell in love with, but you see the friend who makes every moment a little bit better. I need that. I need that. God know
Yeah.
I need that. If it was something I would do away with.
Or evolve or tweak a little bit, kind
Mhm.
of make your own, have your own spin on it.
Um, I would push my partner out of their comfort zone more.
Mhm.
I think my parents are very comfortable with each other, and not just each other as they should be, but in life. It's typically me telling my mama like, "Yeah, you should do this, or y'all should go this place, or buy that car, or do this and do that." And I think if they gave each other more motivational speeches within the relationship, they'd be living an incredible life because
Mhm.
they make an abundance of money. And Ma, you paid. Don't play like you ain't. They make good money, and there's so much life out here that goes unseen because we comfortable coming home and going to
Mhm.
sleep or
Mhm.
nah, get outside. Me and my baby gonna be outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to when we 80 years old, I'm trying to see something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like life is huge, and I need that.
The first time I met you, you were sending your parents to see the Usher concert.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah,
like a year
yeah,
and a half, 2 years
yeah,
ago. You
yeah.
were sending your parents to see the Usher concert. So I think I can attest to you trying to get them out, having good
They
experiences, and still having fun together.
they stayed at a Noble Hotel, and I've never stayed at the Noble
I
Hotel.
remember that. I remember that.
And I think that's a testament to what they mean to me, and not
Hmm.
only just what they mean to me individually, but like I one day want to pay for their another wedding. I want them to
Ooh, like a
redo the
renew your.
entire wedding, and
Ooh.
I'm gonna be the flower boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just throwing stuff, but I love so much that I can't help but honor where that image was shaped. So for me, yeah, man, I can't wait to give a speech at their wedding and be like, "Don't get too drunk because
Yeah.
whatever." I'm just embarrassing.
I think women hear a lot of men talk about their moms and their a mother's love and
Mhm.
things like that. Tell me about like what kind of man have you seen your dad
That's a good question.
be, or what have you learned about like man from your father, right? I
I
think
love
a
that.
lot of women have seen, a man is like a mama's boy, right? And they're
Mhm.
like, my mom stepped in when nobody was there. But you have both of your parents, and I'm sure you picked up things from both. But what are those things that you've seen from your father in
Mhm.
particular?
My dad is a no excuses type of person.
I know
He's
that story.
what a lot of people don't know. And when people actually dive in and get to know me on a deeper level, I can rebuild an engine in my garage. I do it all the time.
Mm,
Um, my dad taught me how to mount a TV, how to fix a flat. My dad taught me the essentials of how to provide. My dad, we was like 13 years old dropping the ceiling in our house. And we sitting there helping our dad rewire the build, so he taught me that I should develop every aspect of being a man so that when my wife needs me,
mm-hmm.
I can satisfy that need. He showed me what masculinity was. I don't have to go around beating people up all the time. He showed me that the true power of masculinity lies in your ability to say no when you need to say no, say yes when
Mm-hmm.
you need to say yes, be punctual. And I was, my flight got delayed, so don't judge me off today. But my dad truly became the cornerstone of who I am as a man. I think
I know that's right.
I shouldn't say this. And I recently had a conversation on my Discord with a bunch of people on there, and we were talking about the idea of how they grew up and why they want love the way they do. And so many people, it was incredible how many people say they never grew up with a father that was there for them emotionally. And, you know, my dad wasn't that because he never saw that. So he was hell bent on teaching the aspects of masculinity. But it's funny enough, I taught my dad how to engage emotionally as we grew up. You know, me and my dad had a bad fallout like maybe last year. No, we fell out a couple years ago. And I went without speaking to both of my parents for some time. It was a really bad situation. But upon falling back in, me and my dad in there in tears. Tears. Mama fall into tears. And it's situations like that that you need. And he was apologizing for things that happened when we were younger. But my dad showed me that even raising my 6-year-old son, I can look and say, I'm sorry, I didn't know. You know, you can sit and say, forgive me for my ignorance, but I want to do better going forward. I've only ever watched a progression of my father since I was a child. And that showed me masculinity grows.
Isn't it crazy how you become, and then they be like, don't, I ain't your little friend. And then you become, you become their little friend. And not only that, almost like the roles reverse a little bit because now you are shepherding a lot of, like you said, the emotional growth, a lot of we're rewiring what we know now about what we need. And then now the parents are squeezing into, our program when it was once us like having to just kind of abide by their structure. But it's like now we're adults, now we're students of life. Now we can go and pick up tools and experience from everywhere. And then now we're creating the family dynamic that we want that will make us feel safe, seen, and cared for. And so now our parents become
absolutely. And I think that's been my favorite part of life. Like my people are my best friends. When I need something, I call them first. And it just I'm teaching my dad how to be a romantic right now. Like
who better to teach him to be a romantic than you?
It was never in him because his father was never that. But I'm teaching him how to be a romantic and function in the element of surprise. Like my mother has a 50-year-old, her 50th birthday is coming up November 9th, and she's doing a 70 themed birthday party. So that's the bell bottoms with all that. And,
Mama, I need an invite.
Yeah, Ma, if you're listening right now,
I need an invite. Thank you.
Forget everything.
Kindly.
No, you go for sure. If you're in Chicago, please come through. But I'm teaching him how to cater towards making her feel like more than just Melissa Jackson, and she should feel like Mrs. Wiley in these moments. And he getting it. I love that for him though. I love it for him.
And it's just a testament, like 50 and you like rediscovering a new love. Like it don't ever stop, y'all. It don't ever stop. But I'm gonna just say this because that stuck out, that you can build an engine and man, this YouTube, have you seen that man on YouTube?
Yep.
He's like this old white man, and he's like basically like the dad teaching me, y'all just go on there, okay? Go on there, because I think the women are a little tired. I know that there are things, y'all ain't cooking and cleaning either, but it's different. If you're a problem solver, right? It's a little different if I have a problem and you can hire somebody or outsource that problem. But it's something about a man that can just, maybe you, and I think mounting TV has become a thing. I don't think everybody can mount a TV. But I mean, a changing of the tire, if my air is low, which it is right now, the air in my tire is low right now.
We're going to go handle that after this. We're going to handle it.
Thank you. A little something, right? Like you can do a little bit yourself. And I think that we live in a world where these men got degrees, younger in their 20s and whatever. They went, especially in this area, they right here by the government, these tech men coming out of college making 80, 90 in their 20s. By the time you meet them at 30 something, they over 100, 6 figures, they in their bag and they are outsourcing everything. I am meeting these men. They're like, I took the suits to the cleaner. You ain't gotta iron no clothes. You don't have to cook. We can go out. We can it's like, can we get back to a little bit, a little tradition, please? Please. I never had to beg to be a traditional woman in my life. I am sick of meeting men that want to outsource everything. Y'all want to get a nanny. You want to get a cook. You want to get a somebody to mow the lawn. Can we get back to just a little tradition, okay? A little tradition, because I know women aren't as traditional as we said before. They used to be, but a little bit goes a long way.
I think it's a double-edged sword. You know, when one does it, the other one does as well. Like my dad is an impressive guy. Like, and I think more so for the reasons the world wouldn't label as impressive. Like, he gonna do the laundry, he gonna mop the floor, he gonna cook, he was wherever he needed to be. You know, and my mother's the same side of the coin. I think relationship function best when y'all do what works for you guys. You know, like whatever my wife don't want to do, I'm going to do, bar none. And as far as the traditional aspect goes in men, I think men don't actually understand the power of being able to just take your shirt off and cut down this tree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we get back a little bit.
You get
a little bit.
She get a little moist just watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real life.
It's a real life.
And people,
even just like a problem solver. And I think that it becomes so, it's not as intimate. Not to try to do everything yourself, but y'all have to learn how to do something.
Learn.
Yeah, learn
Absolutely.
to do something.
My dad would never pay somebody to do what he can learn. Never. So he learned everything. And in the contrary, I've learned everything. And I don't go around, I'm teaching my son. Like, the world discovered I could rebuild the car because I just rebuilt one of my trucks. And my son was in the garage and he's asking me, and I'm teaching and showing him. And it's the small things that contribute to
my mom always said that. She said, anything you pay somebody to do, you should be able to do yourself. Absolutely. When COVID hit and y'all was out of a hairstylist and getting y'all nails done, bitch, I was fine. Okay. If one thing for starters, two things for sure. If I go to a salon or if I pay to get my makeup done and I see something, I'm going home and buying the product. So anything I pay somebody to do. Sure. I got a foot bath. Okay. When COVID hit, I had a little light. I was just doing my manicures. Like, you have to learn how to do these things yourself.
I'm such an everything kind of man. I say it all the time. My girl can ask me if anything. You want me to take your hair down? Yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, baby. I know we can't leave the conditioner in for too long because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta connect. And as far as, you know, like even it goes with children, I wanted to learn everything. I want to do everything. I didn't mind. When my son was first born, I was getting up for work at 7 a.m, but I was feeding him at 4. I wake up in the middle of the night because why should you have to? You just carried him for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's the learning. The learning makes you irreplaceable, and I don't think men know that.
Oh my gosh. And I think too, like, it's very deep what you said about connecting, because I think that particularly, like, there's such a kinship between black men and black women. Like, your hair the same as mine. So if you twist out, you got that little brush, hell, I may have a low cut, or when I take this braids down and these Meek Mill braids down, they may look just like yours, right? But it is so crazy. Look, I'm telling all my business. Last week, I had dipped out, had a little sneaky link in this man hotel, child. And y'all, my side track fell out in the bed. He was like, "Hip, babe." He was like, "Babe,
here's your track."
Like, he didn't flinch though. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, boy, one, you know this ain't my hair. Okay. You know this ain't my hair. And also it's like, I think like black men and black women can be so removed from each other. Like, you have to tap in. Like you said, if you need me to take these braids out, if you need me to cut this thread, cut them tracks out your head, okay, I need you to tap into some of like my womanly things, right? And we're the same, you know, as me. I think it's so, Dre, that produced our podcast, I've seen his wife like cutting his hair and trimming him up and things like that. Like,
so
you gotta tap in. To my husband, I'm gonna learn before I meet you, okay? I said 30 prayers for you already, okay? But I'm gonna be shaving you up, doing all of that. You know, especially when you get pregnant. I know women, men were down there shaving up because they can't see they can't see past their belly. Like, we need to connect and really get into them, okay? Baby, life. That track fell out. I said, y'all remember that, what was it, Dear Future Wifey, when that girl, she said, oh my God. Oh my God. Shout out to her. That was funny. But y'all, my track fell out, and he was like, here's your track. I tucked it in that purse, baby, put them slippers on, took the walk of shame out that hotel room. But nonetheless, he didn't flinch. And I think that was important. Like, you women do womanly things. Like, okay, like,
I said, baby,
don't be weird.
Give me that glue, baby. Let me put that back
on. Exactly.
You know
what I'm saying?
Give me that glue.
Put that track back in there. Anywho, I digress. Okay. Lean into emotional transparency and introspection. Was there ever the one that got away for you? And if so, do you ever think about what could have been? Do you have a one that got away?
Uh, I thought I did. I thought I did some time ago. But I don't at the moment. If you ask me, if you've been keeping up with me and me from other platforms and stuff like that, I've been diving into the Bible heavy lately.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I wanted to become more knowledgeable about, and I'm 100% certain everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% certain you are moving alongside of people and growing past people for a specific reason. And I've taken my lessons off relationships I've been in, um, and labeled them as just that. But when I did think I had one that got away, I was hurting. You know what I'm saying? I was hurting. I was like, birthdays was on the same day and everything.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when you thought there was the one that got away, do you feel like it was more so like you fumbled her, or you could have been a better version of yourself? That's sometimes when I think the one that got away, you wish you had been a better version because now you've evolved and you like, damn, like I could have been.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be very transparent right here, and I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast. In terms of that one that got away, it was a real hot and cold relationship. I don't know if you've ever been in a real hot and cold relationship, but you dating somebody, you with somebody and they act like they want you, and then moments they act like they don't want you, and then y'all break up and they don't want you, and then the moment you meet somebody, they want you again. And that was tied to my child. Like, it was my child's mother. So it wasn't until I met this one who got away that she wanted the family back. And my mind was so consumed on all of what I knew and wanted growing up, which was this family. My son was still young and XYZ, and that's why you got to make sure you're well removed before you try to go out and date again. But I started kicking it with this young lady. She was so sweet. And the way it ended was because I was under the impression that, okay, my family is ready to, and y'all make sure them baby daddies removed from them pictures. And I assumed I was, but you know, when they come knocking on your door and XYZ and they got your baby in your hand, that's all you thinking about. But I end up telling her and being very transparent, I'm just not over this situation yet. And from that moment on, she wanted nothing to do with it. And I absolutely understood.
Do you know how many women wish that a man would say, I'm just not over this situation?
I was so honest.
And they drag a woman through something, ups and downs, highs and lows, using them to get. And I mean, so many women wish a man was honest enough to say,
and you know, it was a lot. It was a lot going on in that moment too, because right around that time, my child's mother's father had died.
Oh.
Right? So you balance and trying to be there for this person who has no mother or father because they lost them both.
Oh, wow.
Who's dealing with your 1-year-old child at the time, and you're moving on. You found something that's actively worth pursuing, but it's hard to balance. So when a young lady called me and she was like, I just don't feel like you're ready for it. Like she was like, you don't seem proud of it. You're not ready to share it and show it off. And I was telling her, it's very complicated for me to do that right now because my child's mother's feelings are still involved in it. So it was actually her who initiated the separation. I just told her, I'm not over this situation and I must agree with you. It's best for you to walk away. And she walked away. And the moment, so me and my child's mother didn't end up getting back together. I just did it to like spare her heart from this moment. The moment she showed she was fine, I went back to go find that girl. And at the time,
she locked that door.
Oh, she locked that mother.
Good.
Listen,
Dead
I'm talking about, and I'm such a movie fairy tale type of guy. She had changed her number. I remember like pulling back up to where I thought her mama lived. I'm knocking on doors.
This is a testament that if he wanted to, he would. God. Ladies, if you block him, he will go and find where your mama used to live, okay? And if he changes his number, he will find you.
I was knocking on that door. Somebody else came. I was like, the such and such live close by or XYZ. And eventually I had to let it fade. But then eventually all of this started happening and she reached out. But at that time, I know It's just not God aligning this. This is you seeing a higher picture and you wanting to attach yourself to it. So for me, that's why I said I had one. But I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. I made my apologies and you know we was all young once upon a time, but I was transparent even then. You know, so yeah,
You think some of your exes spin a block because of the fame?
all of
Because
them,
of the.
all of them dry, all of them, and it's normal, I guess. They were like, I like you then, and nah, baby, you didn't.
Ooh, what was the biggest life lesson that you've had that has changed how you show up in a relationship with a woman?
Ooh, great questions. You got some great questions. What is the biggest life lesson I've learned that changed the way I show up? I've learned that it is not my job to keep a woman. It is my job to make a woman want to be kept. I've learned that all I can do is influence through my behaviors. I can't force you to pick me. I can't get down on my knees and beg to the Lord and pray. And that's not how love is going to stay together. Love is going to stay together by me buying you them flowers and reminding you that I thought about you right now. Love stays together when I call you and I'm impressed by your beauty. I just can't help but say it, and I say it. I don't. Love is not holding back to any regard. So for me, I had to learn. I don't have the strength to keep somebody, but I do have the strength to show up. And that effort in showing up is what's gonna make her understand that this man is for me. You know, and it took a while to learn that. It took a lot of rejection because for me, I've always been the same man. How people have viewed me has changed. Because as we age, and I tell people this all the time, as we age, you soak closer and closer to what your values are in life. If you truly are a lover and you want love, the older you get, the heavier it feels that you don't have it. So the older we get, the more you view a man who actually embodies what it is your values align with to take him serious.
Yeah.
I wasn't appreciated when I was 22 because we 22. Everybody trying to be outside, everybody trying to do this, everybody trying to do that. But to a grown woman, she sees a grown man. And I had to learn that, you know. It's not about it's more about alignment than it ever is about, you know, what you want in your head. If y'all don't align, just let it go.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, knife, whooping my ass.
The girls want to know, what is your type?
Oh, what's my type?
Like, if you could paint, build a bear, put it all together, what is your type? What kind of qualities does this person possess? Are there physical attributes? Like, are there interpersonal things that must be present? Like, what is your type?
What's my type? I think the most important thing is a woman who's sure of herself, sure of what it is she wants, sure of what her values are. I think to meet a woman, like she oozes confidence when she know that when she know who she is. You know, there's a lot of women who pretend to be all these things, and I see through that. I see past that. There's a lot of women who say I want love, but really there's some internal self-esteem issue you're trying to solve. You can see when a person just wants love and companionship. And I love a confident woman. I love a woman who's sure of herself. In terms of features, I've kind of dated, you know, a little across the board. Never Caucasian, but you know, yeah. The in terms of superficial stuff, I don't really get into that. I just love a confident woman. I love a woman who's comfortable in her skin, baby.
Love to say that.
Whether you rocking a ball fade or whether you rocking a whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's for you, I just love a confident woman.
Dmitri, there are no, like, y'all love to say that, you know, as long as you confident, whatever.
I
But
do.
everybody got that, you know, that's something where you just like, yeah. Like, I'm sure if your homeboys, they're like, yeah, that's Dmitri type right there.
You know,
like, you ain't
people
got
used
nothing.
to say, like, my mother used to think I had a thing for light skins. Not true.
Mm-hmm.
My mother used to think I had a thing for skinny women. Not true.
Mm-hmm.
And it all, I don't date a lot of people, you know. So for me, your examples are few and far in between. You don't have a large sample size.
Right.
So if I had to say one thing though, at this point, I'm starting to love. I think man, that's so hard to say because I'm a what Ludacris say. I like them all over the board. You know what I'm saying? Like I think women are beautiful in their own right, but
Uh-huh.
I do agree. Most men try to skate around that question, but I couldn't answer it. Just it's a confidence thing for me.
If you were going out with one thing, talking about lips, hips, butt,
If
skin,
I had to pick one of them things,
hair, toes, you going out
mm,
with one thing. You
um,
can't have you gotta have this one
I
thing.
gotta have that one thing. Oh, that's a great question. I think if I had to pick one thing for me, it's probably it's probably the legs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's probably the legs. But I admire like all parts of a woman. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's a little bit of everything. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the legs. Like I love a woman with some good legs on her. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Okay, sure herself. Some legs.
Absolutely, yeah, like,
Yes. Okay.
for
All
sure.
right. What is your honest take on this dating scene right now? Like, where are the girls getting it wrong? Where are the guys getting it wrong? What is your take? Oh, because everybody's like, oh, it's pee in the dating pool, it's pee in the dating pool. I personally feel like I don't really get exhausted by dating, but I do um I don't really subscribe to that. I meet great men all the time, and even if it doesn't work out, even if it's short-lived, I can't say I wasted my time. Like, I meet great men all the time. Like, the girls are out here like, truth is I'm tired, options are few. What do you feel like the girls are getting it wrong, and what do you think the guys can do a little bit better?
Where are the girls getting it wrong? I think chasing um expectations over requirements. I think there's this narrative that you should expect all of these things that they honestly don't even subscribe to. Like I was just having a conversation about this recently, and there's this young woman I know who's um dating someone who's well above her age range. She has no children. She wants to get married. He's been married. Um, but the idea of it is that because he meets all of these things, the internet tells me I should go for the fact that he may never give me a child. I can throw that out the window. They throwing requirements out the window when they should be when it should be the other way around. You know, I think you can meet. I've always said I can meet my wife anywhere. Like I kind of think I have a I had a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be at Starbucks. Like, what if this is my wife right here?
Mhm.
Like you never know the story, and I'd be like, you know, you never know. And then in my mind, I just envision the whole life, and I don't know. I'm weird like that. But
So you don't think women are flexible enough that they are buying into this like social media, these standards of he got to make this, he got to do that, and it's not actually realistic?
Um, it's not that it's not realistic because it's out here. You know, those things are out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're trying to find. That's making it few and in between. Though, all you're doing is filtering it down to where now your options. And the truth of the matter is, they're looking for these men to do these things. Let's just say monetary. They say he got to make this much money, but what rises when a man gains monetary status is also his inability to pick one. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his ego and arrogance is going up. So it's like I can have everything I want and I'll just settle down later. So it's like you kind of find the only thing people should be looking for is a man who desires exactly what they desire. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else you build up in, I ain't gonna say everything else you build up in a person, but obviously y'all lives have to align because I'm a firm believer, don't date a woman you can't afford. I am a firm believer in that. A firm believer in if this is her lifestyle before you, when you step in, it's gonna be harder for you to make her happy because she don't wanna live under her lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So don't date what you can't afford, but in my opinion, date more towards what it is you want out of life. Like chasing all these expectations is going to continuously lead you to a man who never want to settle down.
So do you think that, and this is a common trope, do you think that a woman has to have what she is requiring? Like she should have those things. You know, you hear this, oh, I want a man that's a high earner. And they be like, you're not even a high earner. Like you want a man that's this, like you want a man with a six pack. Are you working out? Do you feel like a woman has to have the things that she expects out of a man?
That's a great question. The answer, in my opinion, yes. Yes. I think the thing about it is, obviously, when we're talking about genders in a relationship, two different people are going to bring two different things to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And what the man may require may not align with what the woman needs to bring to the table. But when you're requesting things, because we're only talking about the request, I do think a relationship can work if two different people are on different scales. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about what you require, you get what I'm saying? It's different. You're not going to go to a car dealership and say, I want that Bentley, but you know your credit score 530. Like you're just
Right.
not going to do it.
Right.
It's all about what you can keep and maintain. And it's harder to maintain a man with this monetary status, if that's what we simply speaking on. Harder to maintain a man with a monetary status if you don't know what to do with that monetary. So if I have $1 million and my wife doesn't, okay, baby, at least have the knowledge to know what we're going to do with this $1 million. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but don't the knowledge suffice? I ain't got to have a milli too.
I think it does suffice for the
Yeah.
relationship, but
Mhm.
does it suffice for your requirement?
Mhm.
Them two different things. When you sit down at the table and say, my man got to have a six pack, right? But the moment y'all get in a relationship, you're not going to help him sustain that. That's where the problem rises.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
get
think
that.
it's all about, relationship is sustainability. Are you going to motivate that man to get up and go to the gym? And the moment that man tells you, baby, you should get up and come with me, are you going to go?
Mhm.
So it's not even having what the man has. It's being able to maneuver once you do have those things that man have. And a lot of time the knowledge comes from experience.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people miss that point right there.
I heard
But
that.
no, you don't need $1 million to date me. You could, baby. I used to say all the time, man, I got a real firm debate with somebody. And I used to say it all the time. My wife could be out here homeless on the street. Like, literally. But maybe God is putting me in this woman's life right now to change her whole situation. And people don't ask a woman if she'll date a homeless man. It ain't gonna happen,
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, I'm not telling you go into it with that's my wife right there under that cardboard box. No, if you lead into it with how can I help this person? And it just so happened to transition, this is a beautiful person. Life just caught him by storm. And that just happens to be my wife. That just happened to be my wife. Could I say my wife? I was once homeless, And I'm a firm believer in don't want me now if you wouldn't have noticed me then. And I'm not saying you should have been with me then, but at least acknowledge me as a human being. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's,
You know what I think is interesting? We had this conversation actually on the big stage, right? And there was this trope or basically people were saying to me that I have a platform and I have a social responsibility. This was a whole thing. I had a social responsibility not to be telling women to get this and do that or whatever, right? And I need to add more context and I need to explain myself because I was saying that I had never met a 50-50 man before. And it was like I was talking down on them and all this stuff and that I had a social responsibility. But you know what is crazy? I feel as though that we do not take into account that a lot of times we are teaching girlfriends and women that have no wherewithal, no emotional control, how to be these wifely people, right? And it's like, okay, the people that are saying this, y'all married already, right? And so now you didn't been through the trenches with your husband, and now you making me out to be some city girl that's out here like get that head, get that bread and leave. And it's like, one, that's not what I'm saying, but I also have a social responsibility to not tell women to be this wife and go 100% in and do all this stuff for these men because I know they ain't got the shovel to dig themselves out. So it's not that I'm misusing my platform, right? It's more so that you shouldn't put a wifely veil on a woman who ain't even there yet. Because what people forget is like a wife, it takes grit. You have to evolve. You have to have a deep level of compassion, compromise. You have to be flexible. You have to love past what you see. Like there are so many things. Even when you see your husband starting to switch up on you, you gotta go fishing for a relationship that you marry under God to come back to you. You have to sow into that. Why are y'all out here telling girls who daddy wasn't around, ain't went to therapy, don't know nothing about themselves, have no confidence how to be that kind of woman? And then you're mad at me for telling them, bitch, no, that's not how, you see what I'm saying? And so there's a social responsibility that we have as well to meet women where they are and to give them messages that are on their level. You can't be married with a husband and went through the trenches with him and then you teaching Keisha, okay, how to be a wife.
Absolutely.
That's a whole nother story. Anyways.
I'm with you when you're right.
I'm not misusing my platform.
Yeah, I think people don't understand that there's it's two sides of the coin. People come from different perspectives, and what you preach instills a lot of confidence in a lot of women. A lot of women who may not understand how to maneuver around manipulative men, who may not understand what it's like you say, to actually get all that dirty in, and now you got to dig yourself out. I think you save a lot of women, and I just think people misunderstand social media entirely, and that's where the rhetoric comes from. There's only so much you can say on. You can't have a 2-day podcast and say everything that needs to be said in a specific.
Right. They're like, well, you didn't say that part. Bitch, I only had 47 minutes. Like, what you want me to say? Look.
And they taking tonight's conversations, clips, and
hello.
We don't edit that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's
so many things.
2 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I just think people, you know, there's a lot of men that don't like me, and honestly, I don't believe I be online giving advice. I just
how
be
do
like,
it feel to be in a space where men calling you a simp, a lame ass nigga, a L7, a pick me? I know that has to be interesting. It ain't that many lover boys on the internet.
You know, I think it's crazy for me, because there are people who preach everything people want to hear. You know, and I don't think that's me. A lot of times, I'm on the internet. I've had a conversation with somebody and I was like, that made me think. And then I get online and voice whatever my opinion on that was. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm not telling you what man to go get. I'm not telling you was not the problem, because you very well may be the problem.
Right.
I'm getting online saying what works for me, what I desire. And then it slowly became, you know, me trying to help people. I swear to you, at first it started off me trying to help men from ending up in my situation, even though my situation was something I couldn't have prevented.
Yeah.
Baby, you wanted to leave for some monetary gain, you left. You know, but the thing about it is, you always sit and you think of the things you did wrong. So I'm like, no man should end. I never thought about being a single father ever. So no man should end up like that. And if my advice can help you see your woman, I'm gonna give it to you. So it started as that, and then it transitioned into women saying, if you know how to love correctly, you just come love me. And then like it spiraled into something else. But the whole simp thing, I don't really buy into that, because, you know, people, Cat Williams said it best, man. If you ain't got a couple haters on your phone, you ain't doing something right. And men are actually infatuated with how women perceive me. If they're viewing me, men are viewing me.
That is so true.
I get messages from, I got a message the other day, and somebody was like, it was a woman. It said, I don't like your ugly ass, no way. That's all the message said. 2 hours later, another message. Whatever my baby daddy just typed you, don't buy to that shit. And then another message came through, and it was like, all I'm telling you is don't trust this hoe. I've never sent a message to this person in my life. This is like in the unwritten. But, you know, I digress. That's here nor there, but that's going to happen. And I can't wait till it transitions into the man they got to see love his wife correctly.
Yes.
You know, I take so much pride in that, and the idea of building my family. All of this was gifted by God. So, you know, for me to get on here and speak in general, I'm just blessed to be doing that. But fuck them niggas, man.
I know that's right. Oh, we're going to move on to our voicemails, our Dear Tisia voicemail. And this one is entitled, He Chased Me First and Then Vanished. Join the club,
Hi,
child.
Tisia. I have a question for you. Honestly, I just hope that you can possibly snap me back into reality. Was in a situationship for about 2 years now with this guy. So honestly, in the beginning, I pushed him away to see ya. I mean, the man was texting me every day, literally, when can I see you? He did that for a couple months. So finally in 2024, I decided to really give him a chance. I went back, spent the block, and just to be disappointed. So everything was going well. We were kind of dating here and there, going on dates, this and that. Every time I'd ask him about the commitment, though, he didn't have an answer for me. Granted, I just felt like, okay, I had wasted his time. So I could still give him some time. So we've been doing this literally for about a whole year of where I've kind of, in a sense, been consistent. Then here he is. He has decided to completely just shut down. So here lately, I have been getting less messages, no calls. Then I reach out to him back in June when I'm getting ready to move. I got upset because he didn't want to help out. He didn't offer to help out, but he said that he's got stressed out with his job. So now we're going with the job stress situation. It's been since June. Every time I try to reach out, there's an issue, as far as him being. So he told me that he was just drained. But then again, I thought maybe I was doing too much because I was asking for some type of clarity. But absolutely nothing. He just has decided at this point to completely stop texting or calling. And then my crazy self, I've reached out several times and he keeps ignoring me. I'm hurt because silence really does something to me. It's just a form of disrespect, and I never would have done him like that.
There's a few things happening here. First of all, ain't nothing worse than giving a man a chance that you wasn't gonna give a chance. And then you fall into it and this nigga start cutting up. It is nothing worse than a man that's been in your DM texting you over and over again. Hey, when can we hang out? When I'ma see you? And then you finally see this nigga. And this is how he's behaving. It is actually really crazy. I think that personally, first of all, I think that it's something that I call low impact. A lot of these men are low impact men that have very just low energy and hasn't impacted my life at all. Like, didn't you get a sense that like this man really hasn't done anything? Like you were, and he was infatuated with you. Then you caught up with him, and then now you're the one begging and pleading. Girl, he didn't want to help you when you moved. He didn't want. This is a low impact man, and when I tell you, a man should come into your life, change how you walk, change how you are, change how you exist in this space, change how confident you are, change how diligent you are. If you slacking off, your man should be like, "Hey, babe, you recorded that content today? Did you do that editing that you said?" These low impact niggas, stop dealing with these men that are literally low impact. If you are in a situation with a man, we need to feel that man on you, okay? He should be slowly changing the way that you exist in this world. And I am underwhelmed even about the way she talked about the man. Now he skirting every corner. He not calling you back. You calling him. You reached out every time. And that to me is just like low impact. But what I think is really important is that a lot of times women will fall in love with the chaos. And so now that she has got him on a hook and they finally decided to be together, now she ends up chasing him because he's pulling away. A lot of times the men disappear and it reminds you of the absences that you had in your life from your parents, from friendship. A lot of times people forget this, even in sibling stuff. Sibling dynamics can also make you feel abandonment issues, where maybe you were the middle child, maybe you were the child who your sister and your brother are a doctor and a lawyer and they did something for yourself and themselves, and then you were like the eyeball out or the ugly duckling of the family, and then now you finally coming up on those things can trigger abandonment issues as well. And a lot of times these men leaving make you it triggers the chaotic energy in you, where you want to keep it, you want to go, you want to chase what is moving away from you. Girl, I ain't heard not one good thing about the man. I haven't heard, and it's not to say that he's a terrible person, but I always say, listen to what women say. She didn't say, girl, when I met him, he was so lovely, he was taking me out on dates, he was doing this, he was doing that. She ain't said.
You know, that for one, shout out to the production, because that was the cleanest voicemail I've ever heard in my life. What did she record that on? iPhone 30. But I think what caught my attention the most was that like you said, she didn't want to give him a shot at first. And this is I'm gonna just speak the mindset of a man. Um, Men in general take pride in the tapping your homeboy and telling them, I told you I could.
Huh.
The idea that you only wanted to see if you can conquer this woman.
Didn't I say that last episode? Please run that tape back. Please run that tape back.
You only wanted to see if you can get her infatuated with you. And now that she is, you don't care. The thing about that man, and you said a lot of good points of what a man should do, and I agree. But even to the smallest, when you dive into those things you listed, I wouldn't want a woman carrying something around me. I get the doors. I'm talking about all the stuff men say they won't do. It literally costs you nothing to do it. And if this makes her feel like a princess, I'm gonna do it every time. If I take a trip with you, you're not wheeling luggage, you're not throwing it on the machine. I'm gonna tell you, you want me to take your purse too? Like that, and to me, it only gauges how much you care for this person. Baby, you could be lifting something, hurt your back. Now you out of commission. Now you can't love me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to cuddle, and you tell me you don't want to sleep on that side. And for me, the idea that you say that man couldn't even help you in aid, and moving is one of the most rigorous things you can do in life. And you talking about that man didn't help at all? Yeah, wrap him up. Put a bow on that. That man just wanted to see if he can get your attention. And when you gave it to him, it proved its own point. Just like you said, she didn't speak no, he was so romantic. He did that. He was a regular nigga. You double back,
and she double back. I was just about to say she double back. That you were bored. You were bored. And she double back.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Low impact.
You gotta. This one is exactly what you said. Eventually, I realized, while listening, she said, "I just find it disrespectful that you don't. It's not disrespectful. That's not disrespect." It's disrespect. It's disrespectful that he changed his energy. That's the disrespectful part. The not answering you back is a choice. That nigga chose not to answer you back. You know exactly what he doing. It may come off as disrespect to you, but it's triggering.
Yeah.
And just like you said, it could trigger some trauma in you where you felt abandoned by your dad because he ain't call you back and such. You want to feel important. And because you made that man now feel important, you asking yourself, do I not deserve? And once you start asking yourself, once a man stop making you ask, do I not deserve? He don't deserve to be around you. It's just that simple.
Ladies, if you didn't believe me, y'all ain't here to see me anyway today. But if you didn't believe me when I told you the last episode that a man is just trying to conquer you, he just trying. You have a man right here telling y'all exactly what I told y'all last. When I ain't telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. Thank you. He was helicoptering, orbiting around. He finally conquered her, and then pew. That's why I said we have methods to find out if these men really want to invest in you. If they this is not no love bombing and all this, they really want to invest in you. And I told y'all the number one way is put them in situations where they have absolutely no benefit. If you want to know if a man is love bombing you, if they there for a good time, not a long time, okay, things that don't benefit him. As you can see, when she needed to move,
hey, that nigga ain't had nothing to gain.
He ain't had nothing to gain from that.
He didn't give you a minute of his time.
And he didn't.
And that's absolute fact though. She giving y'all nothing but facts. I hope y'all really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine you calling that nigga and that nigga tapping his homeboy like I told you she was gonna call me. She calling again. You bigging that nigga ego up. He don't deserve a call from you no more. When his energy changed, yours should have too.
Period. And I just really want to say this, y'all. I feel like the theme of the month as we go into cuffing season is these low impact men, y'all. Please leave these men alone. A lot of y'all, these niggas ain't made no wave, no ruffle in your life. You handling the same problems that you handled before you met this man. Now you got a grown, able-bodied, 260-pound man around you in your bed, and you dealing with the same problems. You handling the same shit. You just as stressed out. You ain't had nobody solve your problems. Nobody relieve you of anything. Even just mental stimulation. Okay, these are low impact niggas that just coming into your life to just exist. You should feel a man on you. I'm talking about even within the first 30 days, you should feel the impact of a man in your life. If you look up and you just like, man, Low impact. Cut them off. I'm telling you. Second voicemail is, I was in the hospital and he never showed up. Mm.
Dear Tisia, I've been dealing with this man for 2 years now. It's been rocky from the beginning. I feel like when we first met, he was newly single and so was I. But I feel like he had one foot in, just holding on to the possibility of him and his ex getting back together. Fast forward to 3 months ago, he tried to step up, be intentional, showing me he's invested. I thought everything was going good until we had an argument. He got distant. And then days later, I ended up in the hospital. It was a scary time for me. I was told I had a mass on my lung and my pancreas. So much anxiety because I do have a history of cancer. He knew all of this. I had the support of my sisters, but he didn't show up. I was there for 6 days. He didn't call once. He texted me and I expressed to him I was hurt about him not checking on me. And he totally dismissed my feelings, saying maybe I could have done more, but I did text you. I immediately blocked him. Is this something we can come back from? I also wanted to add, maybe days before the argument, he had an ear infection and I was so attentive. I picked up medicine for him. I took care of him. And for him not to call, visit, check to see if me or my kids needed anything, that was wild. What do you think?
Basically, she's saying, she's wondering if this is the final straw. This betrayal is the final straw. Let me tell you this. First of all, okay, let's just put it aside right now that you were in the hospital and, he didn't show up. I know that's the grand issue here, but let's just put that aside. You always want to see how a man will treat you after an argument. I cannot emphasize this more because basically what she said, that they got into it and then he disappeared for 6 days. Again, the hospital thing is very extreme. We'll get to that in a second. But pay attention to how these niggas are treating you when they are mad at you, when you disappoint them, when shit ain't quite going right. This man disappeared for 6 days while you were in a hospital with a potential health scare. You had a history of cancer. You have children, okay? I also want to, we're going to get to the cancer part or the cancer scare part, but I also want to say that if you heard the voicemail, she said, when I first met him, it seemed like he was 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and that he was just waiting for his ex to come back. And bitch, you still press the gas on him. You gotta watch these beginning stages. If you think a man is ping-ponging or trying to choose, let him choose whatever else you think is on the other side of that door, right? You still, I never understood. And now you're disappointed. You're disappointed with how he showed up, and he showed you off rip he was double dutching. He showed you off rip that he possibly had some other options. He showed you that he wasn't even fully committed, and then you got into it. And I'm not surprised at all that he's a lukewarm man.
She ain't either. She called it out herself in the beginning of the voicemail. As I heard so crisply through the speakers. And listen, but what can I say? Like you said, the early stages are so important to tell you. See, what people don't understand is time doesn't build chemistry. Time builds patterns
And connection.
You understand what I'm saying? And not a lot of people understand that who that man showed up as in the beginning will only be proven by who he remains throughout. And if you telling me the moment y'all got into it, he put you down, you was too heavy for him, so he sat you down. Let me explain to y'all something. We got a show. We got a show, and a couple thousand people maybe in the audience. I get a call saying my wife is being taken to I'm leaving, and she got 3 paper cuts. Show got it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, this is what's most important to me. And I'm not saying y'all married to any degree, but when you're intimate with somebody, romantic with somebody, y'all dating on that level, you was just taking care of this nigga for an ear infection.
Ear infection.
Your life can be on the line, and he don't care. Yeah, no, you know the answer to this.
But she does know the answer, and I'm gonna tell you this: is that this is just what woke you up. Like, this is just the one you like, what? He didn't come to the hospital. I promise you that this man has abandoned you before. I promise you, if you go back, if you just do an audit of that 2 years that you was with him, you've seen this behavior before. This is not some surprise. This is not, and to be honest with you, she don't even sound that shocked that he didn't show up. You've seen this behavior before, and I think that for me, that would be the final straw. And your final straw was a year in. I already know that. Your final straw was a year in. I mean, the betrayal, I feel like you have to put people in that category of where they are. And to me, I think it's weird to say, and this may not make any sense, but it's only certain type of people that can betray me. And those are people that I thought better of. Bitch, you knew this man was nobody. You knew this man was low impact, okay? And you knew that he was the type of man that will leave you high and dry. You not surprised that he left you like this. And neither we ain't surprised that he left you like this. I think that there's a certain amount of responsibility that we like to put on people after they disappoint us. Like, what? I thought you would have been. No, you didn't. You never thought he was going to be this kind of person. And I think you should have been out of this probably a long time ago. And I think you know that you should have been out of this a long time ago. I don't think there's any salvaging it. And it doesn't have to be some grand breakup or anything like that. It's just that you all are not in alignment. He's already shown you up front that this is not something that he wants to commit to and that he has the capacity to carry. And please, girl, I don't know how old you are, but y'all know how I feel about giving years of your life in your late 20s and early 30s, girl.
Man.
On to the next. Let that go. Low impact.
Hey, text that nigga and tell him you died. Tell him you ain't make it out the hospital and you ain't never hear from him again. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't deserve anything more than that. What I can tell you about a man, if in every regard you need something, the right man is always going to say, how can I help? Right? I promise you. This is a quality in a man. The right man, in any moment he cannot help you, he begin to feel worthless. The moment I'm in a hospital and I know it ain't nothing I could do, the doctors got to do it, I lose everything flows out of me and I feel defeated. I'm feeling like this because I can't assist you. The right man is going to exert all options. And that man didn't call you. He didn't check on your kids. He didn't send you no flowers. He didn't do anything. You do nothing else for him.
And there you have it. There you have it. I ain't got, no notes. No notes on that. Also, may the how can I help men find me? Okay, please and thank you. Anyway, we're on to one of my favorite segments, the Btch You Smell Good segments. And I brought out my most, y'all know I love to smell like a man, okay? I brought out my most masculine, okay, fragrance for our guests here today. So today, y'all, why is my tag like this? Today we are reviewing Kirke by Kirke by Tiziana Terenzi. Y'all know it's one of my favorite houses. I got about 6-7 of these, but the notes on this are passion fruit, peach, pear, raspberry, black currant, sand accord, warm sand. Now, for all you ladies that are you ain't grown up yet and you one of them fruity floral hoes, as I said in my last reel, right? You may feel like this is a little too deep. This is actually perfect because there are so many fruit notes in it, so you can feel grown and fruity at the same time. Now, the heart notes are lily of the valley, but the base is where it gets good, baby. You got musk, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli, and heliotrope, okay? It's a beast mode doggy dog fragrance. I tell you, you'll be smelling on your clothes 5 days from now. You got to wash it out. So I gave some to Dmitri, so he's going to try it too and see what he said. This is unisex, so.
Oh, that's fine.
Fi is also
That
Chicago
is
thing.
nice.
Listen, I'm telling you, and all you men, stop being scared of the rose, the flower notes, some of the fruit notes. The base in this, musk, it can lean manly, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli. I'm trying to tell you, this is boardroom boss. This is like, I'm telling you this, I'm passing this to my man. If my man, baby, we both sharing it. I can split, I spread, he spread, I spread, he spread. This is like the perfect. This is for you manicure man. You men that getting a manicures, get that clear gloss on your nails. Yeah, okay. You want to getting a patty trimmed up, okay? Got your shit on. Thank me later.
This is
So
nice.
good. So good. So good. So I know that's technically our last segment, but I would be remiss because we have Mr. Dmitri here, and I know y'all want to know, Dmitri, are you a single man?
It all depends on when this episode air. No. What a lot of people don't know, and this is probably my first time ever telling the world, they may have seen by now, I am in a relationship. Yeah. As of now, I am in a relationship, and I pray to God it transpires into something more. Because I want the marriage, I want the babies, I want the family, I want all of that. It's been a long time coming, and what better platform to share the news on than now, So
Sorry, ladies. Not that I'm very happy. Very happy. We had a conversation before we started filming. Very happy for him. She is gorgeous. Okay.
thank you.
We checked the notes. She followed me. I'm following her when I get off. Look, she is gorgeous. I can already see the vibes. He walked in here on a different note, like kind of glowing a little
there's
bit.
a
Okay,
confidence you have.
So I'm so sorry to report, ladies, that our dear lover boy is now in love.
Absolutely.
This is really, really good.
I'm
excited.
It's been so long coming that and I've been manifesting for so long. I always say Mrs. Wiley, Mrs. Wiley, Mrs. Wiley, that the moment people saw, they was like, oh, he found Miss Wiley. So I just pray it transforms and transcends into a love that like can reach that standpoint, that degree. I'm really, it's crazy because people ask me like, what is it going to transform into? Is it going to be a public thing? Is it going to be a this? Is it going to be a that? I'm not sure at the moment because I fought so hard to find it that you want to protect it.
You want to protect it.
And I'm so hell bent on the idea that if you allow too much in, it can be consuming. I'm a firm believer, and let this be I don't know how many men tune in, but let this be a lesson to all men. I'm a believer that you never, I'm trying not to swear in my better days, but don't fuck up the first time. She'll never doubt your trust. She'll never doubt your word. Mm-hmm. She'll never doubt. And the thing about it is, with so much scamming shit going on and AI taking your face and making you say this and that, I don't want mine to ever doubt me. I don't want her to ever doubt me. So we'll see what it transforms into. So yeah.
We will see what it transforms into. And this is the last note, y'all. Y'all know even the people that talk about relationships all day, it never lasts forever. We all trying to get, we trying to get it right too. So when y'all see me pop out with my man, okay, just know, and it ain't gonna be, y'all gonna see me dating somebody for 6 months, I'm gonna be married. I'm gonna tell you that now. That baby I'm be pregnant about 90 days in. Okay, I'm telling you that now. Even the people that are talking about relationships and love, that are woke, that know we not trying to be here forever, okay?
For sure.
He done found, okay, Miss Wiley.
I told y'all I was looking.
I don't know what my last name is yet, but it's on the way. I'll tell you, I'm getting real warm. Okay.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm getting real warm. My pinky promise.
They doubt we want it sometimes,
I know. They think we just want to chit chat.
They think we just want to talk about it all day long.
Talk about it. No, we want to be in
way
it.
To prove you fuckers wrong.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Exactly what I preach on this is exactly what I'm gonna get. That's just that.
Amen.
You see a lot of people and he be like, that's your man? That's what you married? Just know he gonna be big bank. He gonna be suave. He gonna be a man of God. He gonna be smart, y'all. He gonna be disciplined. He gonna be an entrepreneur. He gonna be a go-getter. Okay, he gonna be sweet. He gonna be a lover boy. It's gonna be so many things, right? And I promise you, baby, mark my words. Exactly what I say, exactly what I'm gonna get. So just wait.
Amen. This manifestation is real, guys.
Yes.
Manifest it,
Thank y'all for joining us. See you next time.